change the subject completely to the lateral market. You've had a lot of experience. DLA has been very active. People come in and out, some good, some not so good. This week, I think it was this week, you lost a litigator in Washington, Jamie Wareham. Good prominent lawyer. He's now moving to his fourth firm. This isn't about Jamie, it's about the phenomenon of multiple movers. Why do law firms think that this time, the fourth time, the fifth time, the sixth time, this time it's going to stick? What's the psychology of buying a partner who's got a history of serial moves?
Well, I'm not sure that anyone really focuses on it that way. I think it obviously goes into the calculus, but I think more of what's really on people's mind is, where am I moving in the various practice areas and sectors? How do I find somebody who potentially is transformative? I recognize the risks associated with that transformative person. He or she may have a history that reflects the fact that they have some peripatetic sense to them. But on the other hand, we need this for this time. And this goes a little bit to the recent article that was written by Ben Heineman and David Wilkins and David Lee about the whole idea of short-term profitability. If one is in an area where you really need to grow it because it's a principal practice area, you take your risk. It's no different than any other business risk. So I think as a chairman of a firm or a co-chairman of a firm, you look at it as the business risk, you take the business risk, and you hope over time that it'll work out, because aspirationally, it'll be, even if it's the fifth firm, it'll be the firm that the person who's coming and could be transformational really wanted, and there was really something wrong or not right with the other three stops along the way, or four stops along the way.
Right. So you almost have to suspend a little disbelief and hope for the best.
Well, as I said, you've known me for a long time. I mean, there's a lot of suspending of disbelief that needs to go on when you manage, when your assets are people with aspirations.
Right. So this won't stop you from hiring other multiple movers.
Now, we believe in the lateral market. We believe in laterals. We believe in trying to get people to aspirationally get to where they want to be in their practices. We know that there are, as the segmentation grows deeper and deeper, that there are going to be people who are extraordinary talents at their firms of origin, which will never be able to get to where they want to get to in their practice lifetimes without moving to a global firm or other kind of prominent firm.
Fair enough. God knows DLA has built a global footprint. You're built for multi-jurisdiction assignments. What percentage of your work at this point could be classified as more than one jurisdiction?
I would say half.
Really?
I mean, I haven't really gone back and drilled down in the numbers, but just given my knowledge generally of the verticals, and the verticals, the sectors, the practice groups, the level of export and import analysis that we do, I'd say half.
Right, and is that a fair goal? I mean, have you reached a level that you're comfortable with, or
I think you have to push it higher.
Push it higher. How high do you think?
Could be as much as another 25%.
Wow, fair enough. One last question. You've built DLA Piper, you and your predecessors, around a sort of a middle market, important work strategy. Some of your peers in New York and London have opted for a more elitist, high-end, high-value proposition operation. Do you ever wonder about whether you could take a chunk of your DLA partners and just go off and run that sort of an operation?
Well, I guess I would quarrel with you a little bit in that what you described as the past was the past vision. I think the future vision is to become the global elite firm. And part of the lateral strategy is focused on becoming the global elite firm. What that means is obviously more premium work, et cetera, less commoditized work, and so on and so forth. I don't think we've given up on the idea at all of moving our firm to the next level. So while it's not my term, I've certainly used it enough, this whole notion of escape velocity, how we move from one band where we are, as you said, the upper middle market, to the next band, which is much more of a premium global firm. I mean, it is clear to me, by virtue of the matters that we get as well as the opportunity to bid on matters, that we are being seen as a material competitor to the most prominent firms. Now, that doesn't mean that we're getting it 9 times out of 10 or even 3 times out of 10. But 5 years ago, we wouldn't have been seen in the light of a competitor with the kind of skill sets to do that kind of work.
I think that's right, actually, and your legacy components never would have been in the running for all of that.
Right.
The whole is actually greater than the sum of its parts.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, Roger. That's what we have for the week. If you would like to see more of the stuff we're working on, be sure to check out mimesiswebtv.com, as well as Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. I'm Aric Press. Thanks very much for watching.